Good morning! We're here at the Timber Lake Trailhead inside the Rocky Mountain National Park. We're over here on the west side of the Continental Divide. And as you can see, it's not nearly as crowded over here. And today, we're going to be going for Timber Lake. Looks like it's about 5 miles out with a 2,000-foot elevation gain. Starting here at about 6:20. It's a little chilly. I'm going to go ahead and say low 40s. We're about 1/10 of a mile into the hike, and we have arrived upon this sign that says that there's an active landslide 2 miles ahead. I've heard about that. I hope it doesn't cause us to hike fail. This trail is already starting off like one of those reverse hikes where we're going downhill at the beginning, which means we're going to have uphill at the end. That's alright. It's not too bad so far. Actually, that was a pretty mild downhill, and we're starting to go up now. I'm really happy too that there's not too much smoke in the air. I mean, hardly any. So that's good. You never really know until you get to the trailhead. That wind just blows it around. Looks like we're going down again. We hear some water, so that means you got to go down to the water. I wouldn't say this trail is like crazy steep, but it's got a consistent uphill to it. We're basically walking around Jack Straw Mountain and winding our way up to Timber Lake. So we're just cutting right up the side of this thing right now. Got some weird looking trees, bow and arrow trees. Yeah, these are kind of strange, all gnarled up. I've had Timber Lake on my list for a long time. I just never want to do that drive over Trail Ridge Road. But we're going to get it today, hopefully. My only real concern is that landslide area. We haven't got to it yet, and I'm hoping we can get through it. Awesome shot of the Never Summer Mountains. On the right, that's Red Mountain. Goes on up to Mount Nimbus. And then the green knoll is on the left. Yeah, it looks like we still have some flowers out here. It looks like we're approaching a sign, and I bet this is going to say that we're entering the landslide area. Back down at the bottom it said the landslide area was 2 miles up the trail, and we're about 2 miles up the trail. Yep, it says caution, active landslide area, trail damage ahead. Looks like they have done a lot of trail maintenance so far, but it does look like it gets nasty up here. We just need to get across this little section right here, and I think this is the bulk of the landslide, because right beyond it is where the trail continues, and that looks good. Alright, show us how it's done. I had to take my backpack off, slide it under, and then go under. Just be real careful, that's loose. You match the flowers.
Cool.
And then just past the little landslide area, it looks like we're through it. Because when you come from the other direction, you get the sign this way. Made it up here to the next trail split, and it looks like we want to stay to the left for another 1.7 miles up to Timber Lake. And I think this is where it's going to start getting steep. We've been floating along at about 10,200 for about a mile or so, which means we still have about 800 left. Lots of spider webs out here. I've broken maybe 100 of them with my face. Up here just below 10,300 feet, we have finally reached these meadows. And just past the meadow is where you start hitting the steep switchbacks. They're not too bad though. Other than that landslide area, there's nothing difficult on this hike at all. Actually, the trail is really smooth and easy to walk on. It's just a little long. This part of the trail is just extremely beautiful. We're hiking alongside the Timber Creek. Tons of flowers. And it looks like we're about ready to hit an open area up here, because we're real close now. We made it up here to the next trail split. To the left will take you over to the Privy, and the right is going to continue on up to Timber Lake. And if my calculations are correct, the lake is going to be tucked up right in there to the right. That's going to be beautiful. This final quarter mile is taking forever. It's like we hike a quarter mile, I look at the GPS and it still says a quarter mile. Awesome! And we're up here at just over 3 hours and 5 minutes. I present to you Timber Lake. And then way up there, that's going to be Mount Ida. And this is really beautiful. This is exceeding my expectations. It's about 10:10. We've been sitting up here for probably about 45 minutes or so. But we got a solid 5-mile hike back to the trailhead. So it's time to go. It's time to head on back. And as we say goodbye to Timber Lake, on the way down, you see this mountain. It's called Jackstraw Mountain. And actually, it would be really easy to climb from up here. You're only looking at maybe another 700 feet in elevation gain. This is a beautiful trail. And the thing that's blowing my mind the most is that there's no one else on it. I mean, for a 5-miler inside Rocky Mountain National Park, you know, those are usually crammed with people. But like I said, we haven't seen a single soul out here yet. Not only is it much easier coming down, but I think I broke all the spider webs with my face on the way up. After you hit that trail split where you can go off to the long meadow, boy, the trail gets easy. And we started going real fast. We're about ready to hit the little landslide area. And it's funny too because it's like this little divot on the map. You can tell, it's almost like if Jackstraw Mountain had 2 big butt cheeks coming off. It's like we got to go through the little crack. We're on the final stretch. This last 1.5 miles should be really easy. We're over here on the west side of Jackstraw Mountain. And one of the negative things on this hike is that when you're over here, you can hear the road. Alright, and we're back to the trailhead. It's just now a few minutes past 12:30. So that took about 2 hours and 20 minutes to get down, which is really fast. And that hike is every bit of 10 miles total, for sure. Alright, nice job, high five. Boom, did it. Hope you enjoyed that hike. And until the next one, y'all, peace. On the way back over Trail Ridge Road, we decided to pull over here on the Medicine Bow Curve and take a look at the Cameron Peak fire. And that is just really sad.